For weeks leading up to that first deployment, I had a really hard time sleeping. I was convinced that something horrible had happened, that I had seen my family for the last time, and that this was going to be it for me. But fortunately, I did have relief, and it came in the form of music. So to provide you with a little bit of context, it was 2015, and I was a member of an acoustic rock band for the United States Army called Low Crawl, and we were preparing for the first of 2 3-month deployments to Bagram Airfield, Afghanistan to provide musical support. The first benefit of having music was its ability to help me cope with my own personal anxieties. See, to me, I see music more as a magic carpet ride that will transport you to wherever you want to go. So for instance, I'd be on stage playing Sweet Home Alabama, and for that short instance, I would not be a soldier out in the mountains, but instead, I'd be Lynyrd Skynyrd, and I'd be home, and I'd be free from all the dangers. Music was a very real form of meditation for me, and it wasn't just performing, it was also the countless hours of practicing, which would drown out all the anxieties of danger. And then by the end of the day, I'd be so exhausted that I would just sleep through all the sounds of jets taking off throughout the night. The second major benefit of having music around was the ability it gave me to connect with other humans. Everywhere we went, we were constantly recognized as musicians, and people always wanted to come up to us and talk to us about music. For one instance, we actually went to a special forces base to provide some rock and roll to the soldiers who were experiencing the worst of the war. And before we actually performed, some special forces guys came up to us and asked if they could jam with us. And we agreed, and we had an awesome time. And they even told us that after that was the most at home that they had felt in months, which is truly incredible. But see, this reaction wasn't a fluke. It followed us everywhere, even to unexpected audiences. For instance, we ended up playing for a Bosnian captain's birthday party, and the Bosnians, they didn't really know much English or Western music, but it didn't matter, because they were still able to enjoy themselves because music is universal. The last and most sobering benefit of having music in a war zone is its ability to provide relief and honor to fallen soldiers. One of the last performances that we did was for a small remote base out in the middle of nowhere that had maybe 100 people, and we performed and we had a really awesome time, and we came home, or back to Bagram, and we found out on the news that following morning that C-130, which is a giant plane that had been leaving that small base, had actually crashed, killing about a dozen people, and several of those were actually at our show the night before. Now, the hardest thing I've ever had to do in the Army was provide music for the ramp ceremony for that event, and that's just the ceremony where we honor the soldiers that are being taken back to America, back to their families. Anyways, music is truly incredible. It can heal you, love you, make you feel at home, or honor your sacrifices. Having the aid of music in a war zone was more beneficial to me than the rifle on my back. It allowed me to cope with my anxieties, connect with other humans, and provide relief and honor to those that needed it the most. At the end of the day, I did get back my sleep, and I learned that through this experience that I had a very powerful tool, a powerful companion, almost like a guardian angel with me, that was more pure than any truth that I know, and that was music. Thank you.